and the Word was God. The Rock Young Adults and Ecclesia Ministries presents Wordfest 2017 every night from 7 p.m. at the Rock Church in 14 Marnie Street in Eldorado Park Extension 9 from the 27th of June to the 1st of July 2017.
Ministers Rowan Happy, Angelo Gelderbloem, Roche Smith, and Aziz Kara will be ministering in word. And on the 1st of July, there'll be a free concert featuring the likes of Janine Price, Ayo Solanke, Abigail September, Rec Praise Team, Jonathan Olsen, and many more. Hashtag Wordfest 2017. Hashtag be there, like it, tag it, share it.
Plugged In is a media planning, buying and placement company specializing in offering advertisers the most cost-effective yet impactful media campaign strategies. Plugged In ensures that clients obtain maximum value add across the media spectrum. For all your advertising needs, contact Plugged In on 011-472-9233, the official media and marketing company for Kofifi FM 97.2.
The dial is
97.2.
Kofifi FM is where you're at. Stay tuned.
beautiful number it is. Such a beautiful number. This is my son's jam, though, eh?
What? Get
I
out.
like
I can see the little man jamming to this.
This
I
is my
can see
son's
it.
jam.
I
He
jam to
loves,
this.
he
Yeah.
loves. Welcome back to Kofifi FM 97.2. It's where it all began, the favorite community station, and that is A Fact.
Yes, it is a fact. Before that, we played you something by
Played you something by
Justin
Evie.
Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
No, it wasn't Justin.
Who was it?
It was Justin. Justin Bieber,
We're
indeed.
believers. That's
yeah, that's why we knew.
Turn to You, it is the title of that song. I heard that he had a good turnout Sunday in that
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, young people were lined up and enjoying themselves.
Most indeed. And as we all know, like a cold front hit our shores over the weekend, and the believers were out there. Hey, they were out there. Hey, the masses, they believed.
Here's another cold front that we really do not want to enjoy, do not want to talk about, do not want to even entertain. There is, Nani made mention, it's a trend now. I don't even know should we categorize this as something that is trending. But the kind of killings that we've been looking at on social media,
Yeah.
starting off, with a beautiful lady by the name of...
attacks, right?
Yeah.
And when that happened, it became a shocking thing because apparently that was something we hadn't been happening.
Uh-huh.
But then there were a lot more women who came forward and said, no, this is our life. We sometimes do get beat up in taxis. This is sometimes when you travel late, you do fear for your life, such and such.
Yeah.
So now you have to ask yourself as a member of the community that, okay, so women are being attacked on every front. What are men saying regarding it? And I'm not talking about good men who cannot explain because they don't do that.
Uh-huh.
But can we have some kind of answer from somewhere for somebody to explain to us why it is okay and acceptable to attack women young and old? So from an infant to your grandparent,
Yeah.
to your grandmother. Why is that okay? How is that acceptable to you as a person?
The craziness about this, is that, like you say, after a while, it becomes kind of a norm and we settle to it.
Yes.
And then it becomes something like, oh, it happened at Golden Street. Oh, now it's happening at Silver Street. So, people get to, they acclimatize to it. And then it just becomes a norm. Killing should never be a norm.
Yes, I mean, before
Never, ever.
before Karabo and before the taxi attacks, there was one child from the colored community. Remember, the young child was, I think, if I don't remember correctly, she was between the ages of 7 or 12, who had her eyes pulled out and her hair strangled, and then she was found in the veld somewhere. That was one of the killings. It happened in Cape Town.
Yeah.
That we were like, oh my goodness, up in arms about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to compare that killing, which is still with a person who's not been found,
Yeah.
or one suspects have been apprehended. Now with Karabo, same modus operandi, not same person, but if people, we assume are men, can do that,
Yeah.
then there is a psychological sickness happening
True.
within that particular gender that we need to, as women, be told about. Because now we're not being taught why.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't understand if somebody comes up to me in the street and then attacks me. Why?
It breeds a lot of questions. It breeds a lot of questions because now you can't walk safely. I was at the bank this morning, coming to work, and the ladies were just having conversation, just joking around that now we can't walk alone in the streets. Just a little stroll. Sometimes you want to take your mind off things. You can't do that anymore because each and every guy that's walking behind you, you always have to be guarded. You are walking around, and sometimes, unaware of it, you'd wear a dress or, a jean that might be a little bit tight and,
Yes.
accentuate certain parts. And some guys just take it to the extent that you are calling them or making some sort of announcement. And I think it is crazy. It is a psychological thing that needs to be dealt with. But you see now, the other thing is we can't include all men into this.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
That I,
yes.
I did not agree with that hashtag men are trash.
Oh, yes.
I when I saw that hashtag, I
Mm.
actually thought to myself, this is disempowering because this is hateful.
Uh-huh.
You know, hate can never ever bear any good fruit. If you going to go and classify a group of people and tell them they are nothing, that is harmful and hurtful, even to those who we know under every auspice of everything. They've never ever harmed a child, you know, or anyone.
Yeah.
And then now you go and call them trash. I felt that was very, very irresponsible and harmful.
This is a generalization that we are all faced in a society with, be it with men, be it with women. And we are tackling that kind of conversation on today's show. Have us know, what are your opinions? What are your thoughts on this? What's your feeling towards the stories that has been making headlines and has been trending on social media? The number is 071 45 9577. This right here is the KYC on your favorite radio station, Kofifi FM 97.2. Here is your slice of nine mashup.
Hey, Jay, hoe lyk dit my? Jay staan net rond en praat stront tussen die kwaras, ouwe.
Ja, my broer, wat doen ze?
Ouwe, ga maar zien.
Hier is die braaf hier op die phone, man.
Wat de bra, my broer?
Braaf wat ik jou laatst ook van getel heb.
As het al via hy.
Kijk eens aan my broer, doe my gauw die vijver.
Ouwe.
Vat my phone en maak je na excuse gewoon op daar.
Oké.
Zij praat, zij praat, zij.
Oh, bra. Ik sta niet langs op doeltje, man. Maar oké, hij sê, ik moet sê, hij sê hier niet. Maar oké, los jou nummer. Dan geef ik jou later. Please call me, man. Hey, Jay. Hoe lyk dit my? Jay staan net rond en praat stront tussen die kwaras, ouwe.
Gather round, mommy, gather round. Ga maar zitten, weer lekker fris onions hier op je stoot, zie. Two in a bag, we'll get you in there. Lekker avocado peren, hij maakt je haren meer.
Ouwe, massakan. Hoe lyk het? Jou vruchten en groenten alleen mos lekker zoet, my broer.
Nee, my broer, gaan zij is snaaksie. Wanneer krijg jij voor jou decent span?
Ik is een rechte house husband, my broer.
House husband? Wat ze nonsense is die? Zij zou my kamer kon japen, disa.
Nee, my broer, man. Ik is mos gemaakt voor smousie, man. Ik kan dan een goede job doen bij die joint.
Man, wat doen zij nog al?
My broer, ik spoil my motsie lekker, my broer, lekker.
Bederf.
Nee, richtig. Als hij laat werken niet aan, dan bel ze mij als hij op pad is.
En dan?
Dan tap ik voor haar al lekker warm bad schijn, my broer.
Richtig.
Alweer, als hij instapt, kan zij dadelijk beginnen met die skottelgoed, my broer.
Jo.
Mashup. All you have to do is SMS us on our number 071 45 95 777. Have us know who the artists of that mashup were, and of course the original song titles. That's basically all you gotta do. KYC on the favorite radio station.
Hi, this is Just Robin, and you're listening to Kofifi FM 97.2, where it all began.
Hey, Jay. Hoe lyk dit my, Jay staan net rond en praat stront as die kwaras, ouwe?
Ja, my bro, wat doen ze?
Ouwe, ga maar zien.
Hier is die braaf hier op je phone, man.
Wat de bra, my bro?
Braaf wat ik jou laatst ook van getel het.
As het al via, hy.
Kijk eens aan my bro, doe my gauw die vijver.
Ouwe?
Vat my phone en maak je nou geen excuse op daar.
Oké.
Zij praat, zij praat. Praat, zij.
Oh, bra. Ik sta niet langs op doeltje, man. Maar oké, hij sê, ik moet sê, hij sê hier niet. Maar oké, los jou nummer. Dan geef ik jou later. Please call me, man. Hey, Jay. Hoe lyk dit my, Jay staan net rond en praat stront as die kwaras, ouwe?
Gather round, mami, gather round. Ga maar zitten, weer lekker fris onions hier op je stoot, zie. Two in a bag, we'll get you in there. Lekker avocado, Pierre. Hij maakt je haren meer.
Ouwe, massakant. Hoe lyk het? Jou vruchten en groenten lemos lekker zoet, my bro.
Nee, my bro, gaan zij is snaaksie. Wanneer krijg jij voor jou decent span?
Ik is een rechte househusband, my bro.
Househusband? Wat ze nonsens is die? Zij zou my kamer kon japen, disa.
Nee, my bro, man. Ik is mos gemaakt voor smousie, man. Ik kan dan een goede job doen bij die joint.
Man, wat doen zij nog al?
My bro, ik spoil my motsie lekker, my bro, lekker.
Wat derf?
Nee, richtig. Als hij laat werken niet aan, dan bel ze mij als hij op pad is.
En dan?
Dan tap ik voor haar al lekker warm wat schijn, my bro.
Richtig.
Alweer, als hij instapt, kan zij dadelijk beginnen met die skottelgoed, my bro.
Jo.
A man of his word is always on time. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Reason on the background featuring Gemini Major. Welcome back to it, Kofifi FM 97.2. And before that, we gave you the mashup.
Yeah, man. I always get so excited on a Wednesday afternoon when it comes to like 2:30, 2:30, 2:30, 2:30. Yeah, man. Like I always get excited for that feature. We have a special one coming up sometime next week.
Yeah.
Can't reveal much yet. Yeah.
Well, back to topic. 20 minutes before the hour of 3 o'clock. It is Kofifi FM 97.2. The KOIC between 2 and 3 o'clock. We're talking about, we asked the question actually in the beginning of the show. Where were you at when I was going through my struggle? And I was thinking about the question, you know, because I asked it back to you.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of the situation happening now. We look at back and it was a different dispensation, a different time. We look at back when our mothers were abused, when our mothers, you know, had to go through their own struggle. The thing that we might say now kept them in their relationship is for them keeping silence when dad beat them up. I have evidence of that because it happened in my home. And mom would not say anything to, you know, her sisters. She had a twin sister. She still has a twin sister of which she could talk to. But you look at later on in life, I have 3 sisters and probably, I do not know, probably they have caught up with that to hold on to a relationship, to continue in this relationship with this man that you perceive to love. I'm going to keep quiet whenever he does certain things to me. It leads up later on to murder.
Yes.
Because you have allowed him so much. You know, one blue eye leads now to a stabbing. A stabbing leads to I can kick you now. and a kicking leads to you being hospitalized. And when he knows that I can go so far without you reporting me, without you having to report me.
But I don't, and I stop myself in that moment as the man, right? And you don't see that as a sign. You don't see that as a red flag. So you let it go.
I think we don't see it as a red flag because so many people around you have survived it. You see? What you talk about, Big Daddy, when you said, look, I've lived in certain environments, certain circumstances have occurred. If a young girl is living in a household where a female, whether it be the housekeeper, whether it be the mom, is being abused, and they see that person be able to survive it, they feel they can survive. Why wouldn't you think you can survive it? Why wouldn't you? You can. And you know, what's interesting is that when I was driving here, I was listening to the minister of women. I didn't know such a minister existed. But anyway, she was talking about how women, they can end the violence that is occurring to them if they were more financially independent. I didn't know if I agreed with that.
Okay.
Simply based on the fact that isn't women becoming more independent the very thing that will anger men more?
Yes.
And I'm not saying women shouldn't.
Yeah.
No, don't take me wrong. I'm just saying, if we're talking about when you abuse people, you abuse them because you feel you lack power and you want to enforce your power.
Yes.
So now if they are just powerful now, where will you fit in if you're trying to enforce power? Doesn't that mean more incidents are going to happen now towards people who are more successful? Because the big percentage also of violence against women now is happening in universities, where there's a majority of women attending these institutions. So now you have to wonder about that. And then secondly, on your point, when you said why women can live in these households and they can have these things happen to them, what I wondered to myself is, do we let ourselves get abused because we have no goals of our own? Because if you stay where you will suffer, it means you don't have anywhere to go. Is it not?
It is. Could be.
Or could be. No.
We're talking as observational people because we have not been in these situations ourselves. But I'm just asking that when you said said, your sisters might actually follow the same, it makes me wonder why you're available to be a punching bag. It must mean you're...
The perception is, when we go into relationships and marriage, is that as the man of the house, the
marriage.
head of the house, when we enter into marriage, he's the head. He is the one that is supposed to lead the way as to where we are going. So, yes, you still have the goals. You still have the dreams. You still want to go somewhere. But because you want to be led and you want to be kept in a way that, we understand where we are going to. I have my husband, my boyfriend, or whoever it is at the moment who has a vision of where we could take this family. And you follow in his shoes. And many a times, it is almost 80% that women would suspend their dreams to go with the gentleman, to go with the husband, and work on his dream so that at the end, hopefully, when the guy does not leave her, they might, go back and work on her dreams and together, build something.
So now I just want to ask one thing. As Christians, we know that the Bible advocates that a woman should be submissive to her husband,
right?
So that the marriage can work. And in any relationship, that is the truth. One has to, we can't all be heads in things.
True.
Yeah, we do it at different points. So now I agree with that, doctor. But now I'm wondering, if you are in a Christian family, in a loving Christian family, or even one where somebody is misguided, there is an abuser in the home. What then is this journey we're walking towards? If my husband is beating me and we both go to church on Sunday, what does the Bible say about that?
But now you see, that's the thing. Then we cherry pick at the Bible and we cherry pick at faith-based writings. So you'd have that verse come into play. Wives, submit to your husbands, but you're not continuing with the chapter. What does the Bible then say about man and how he should treat his wife? It becomes easy for me as your woman to submit to you if you are loving, if you are caring, if you're doing what you ought to be doing for me as your wife, as your helpmate. Your helpmate. needs. I'm there to assist you. I'm your helper. So, you know, if you make that easy for me to do, then Shap Munati, we are doing this thing. And I will be more than willing to do whatever you expect me to do for you. So it becomes easier. But I feel we always cherry pick at the Bible to fit what is happening in our own situations and in our own lives. So it will just be that thing. Just because man says, no, in the Bible it says this, that, and the other. What does the Bible then say about how man should treat the woman?
Yes,
True.
exactly.
And you know, with that verse, because it is actually coming to my mind, it even says that men love your wife. There's nowhere in the Bible that, you know, the Bible said that women should love their husbands. Nowhere. You could go to Genesis up until Revelation. It only says submit. But in that, it continues to say that the men should love their wife as Christ had loved the church.
Yes.
And Christ died for the church. Are you willing to die for the person that you say you are loving? And if so, why beat her?
Because now you're not protecting her.
Now you're not being a protector. You're not being a saver, put it in inverted commas.
Yes, exactly.
You're not being, because you're allowing all these things to happen to her, of which you are bringing. And it's affecting. And I understand, you know, there are times when us as men would be filled with rage. You're filled with anger and you want to lash out. But it takes a strong, wisdom-filled man to stop that. Yes, you are going to be angry. It's not going to be hunky-dory all the time, you know, smiles, church, and sing all hallelujahs. But there's going to be a time where she's going to make you angry.
And you know what the funny thing is about this, how you know, women get abused later on in life. You know, when you were in primary school, the boy comes up to you and he pinches you and he kicks you or he tugs at your bag.
Yes.
You go home and, like, you know, mommy or your aunt would say, "Hey, Slani, leave the un." That's the way he loves you. So you grow up with that mentality that that's how you are meant to be loved. You know, so it becomes a norm, and it's nothing new when you are being abused by the partner or by your lover. We've got to go to our SMS and WhatsApp line real quick. The number is 071 425 9577. In a society as the one that we live in nowadays, I just find it very unnecessary for women of all shapes or form to be physically and mentally abused. Because in our parents' day, they had not all of these rules protecting them. But most women believe that they are being loved by getting and taking a beating from these monsters. This is coming from Anonymous.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that is a valid point. With all the rules that govern, you know, in our present day, you know, protecting women and children, rights that is readily available for all women and children. How educated are we then as women, you know, to actually exercise, you know, what has been given to us and understanding those rights?
Yeah, I think more than anything, what I am asking as an individual, just as a member of society, is why are women so hated? And then if we were to answer that, then why are children being so hated? You see, because those are some of the things, as some of the people where we are in these positions, we need to understand. Because as a mother right now, I don't know how I'm supposed to be protecting my son against what, from who, in what sense, because I don't have the full scope of the understanding of why are we hated. I don't understand, you know, because back in the day, we used to know about racism, apartheid, why you were hated. You were hated because you were black, or you were hated because you were colored or Indian or whatnot, and not non-white.
Yeah.
But now, why are we hated because we're children, or why are we hated because we're women, or why are we hated because we're elderly? What is that? What's going on?
The question that the KYC is posing this afternoon: why are women and children hated as much? The number is 071 425 9577. Do stay tuned. This is Getting Hated.
The love of a family is life's greatest blessing. Kofifi FM, your family radio station.
pray, aka alongside Anati on this one, Kofifi FM 97.2. Welcome back. It is the KYC right here, your favorite frequency. The ladies are still here, sitting on my right and my left, continuing with the conversation right here.
Yeah, man.
But just to touch base and conclude on the conversation that we're having here today in terms of the abuse and the murders that we've been looking at on our social platforms, our news. And, it's disheartening, and we look at the hashtag that has gone out in the morning of men are trash.
Yeah.
It's at one point you understand where the hashtag comes from.
No.
From an angry woman that looks at this and says, when is it going to stop?
I think it was a disappointed woman.
A disappointed woman. When is it going to stop?
But I must say, as a woman, like I said before, I don't think hate helps things because of the fact that you're alienating the very people whom you seek to engage on the subject.
But what do? You've been protesting. You speak about these things. You have the Minister of Women. You have all these things, but yet they still prevail in doing all this harm and evil. What then do you do?
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Because now you don't know what to do.
Okay, I guess it's right. The extremes. Okay, the extreme of saying that maybe is justified, but that's not the way I would have gone. I just wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have gone in that direction per se.
I think the only reason why you are so reluctant to understand that is because you have come across men that has proven that statement wrong.
Yes.
So
and there are many. Many.
And we constantly, as women, we do this quite a lot where we bash men when we are together. But what about those good ones? What about your own father, that really, walked the miles, with your mom, never lifted his finger at all, never raised his voice at your mother. When you have the perfect example, it becomes difficult for you to view the world and the generalization that happens around men. There's a lot of men out there, that are really good. We're constantly talking about deadbeat dads. Well, guess what? There's a father that's grinding every single day so that his son can have more than he possibly could ever dream of.
There are even grandfathers out there who are raising their grandchildren because their own children are not around to raise their children.
Exactly.
And you know what? On that point, I actually just wanted to say, we said men are trash. Then perhaps a man out there who was an actor on Generations thought, I'm going to prove it wrong. And then he died, was killed.
Yeah.
So now, what then? What are we asking our brothers and our fathers to go out there and fight men and die? What are we asking? What are we asking as women? What are we asking of men? We have to think about these things sometimes when we throw those kind of careless words around. That what result are you wanting? Because now that those people probably felt they had to prove themselves somewhat to show that, no, I would never harm a woman. I would protect a woman, and it's time for me to act. But then that's the wrong incident. Now they lose their life, So now how do we now work around the next chapter of this?
Just another SMS over here. It says, hi. It is so true that women confuse abuse with love. Whether it is mentally or physically abuse remains abuse. Some tolerate it for a long time, that it became a norm, and end up making excuses for the men's behavior. Being in a marriage built on lies for so long, and maybe the fear of being alone kept them in relationships, but has recently decided that would rather be alone than be unhappy.
One thing I've noticed, and somebody said this to me just the other day, they said, if you find yourself in a situation where it's abusive, let's say, for example, and you don't leave, and it's a recurring cycle, or you're crying and you're not unhappy and things like that, that is because you keep putting the other person first every time. You actually aren't concentrating on the fact that if I was to just look at myself and my life and my circumstances, I'll probably move away. Because I'll just realize it's not nice there. Let me just go. But then because you're constantly thinking about, what's he going to do? What is he going to say? What is he, what is what is that person thinking? Maybe today they'll treat me better. Maybe tomorrow. So there is this thing where at some point you have to stop considering another person and just consider yourself. Not based on survival, just based on the fact that is this working out for me? No, not really. Let me go, you know? So I think sometimes, yeah, there has to be that kind of approach to life sometimes.
It's crazy. It's crazy out there. But we are fresh out of time. We have to give over to the next team coming in at 3 o'clock. But in closing, Ms. Lee?
Well, in closing, like Ngania said, just take time out for yourself. Put yourself first before you put others. Do not make excuses for the man. And love yourself more than he does love you.
Exactly. All I want to say is, guys, like, I know the managed trash trending thing hashtag. I don't agree to it. I think that hate it doesn't result in anything. But more than anything, I think that we are getting to a place in society where, because all these things are happening and are coming to the fore, they will be resolved, and we will look forward to more joys and successes. We're starting to understand each other as a society and as a community, and we can only look forward to more positivity. So, yeah.
A mouthful has been said. Thank you very much, Kofifi Lenders. Have yourself a great and an awesome day. We're out, and up next is the Jive Drive. But before that, Boss Lady of the News, Ref, will take you on 3 at 3 until whatever time she wants to leave you.